Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest Nitro F1 race. This week we are at Spain, also known as Pain, and this race will be filled with pain for me. Um, yeah, so I don't like this track. I don't think anyone really does. As I say, when you go around this track, it's not it's not who does it the best. It's just who does it the least terrible because this track is garbo, in my opinion. But yeah, I wasn't feeling very good, especially after the last few weeks of just crashing and crashing and just on this terrible luck. And this season's been pretty rough. But if we look here, you can see what it says under the race tab. It says rain, but you don't see it at the start. It's actually at the very end. So when the plus 45 minute thing comes up, it's like 81%. So it's pretty much guaranteed the rain in this race near the end. So that was definitely going to add some spice towards the end of this race, I think. And spoiler alert, it did. So here's me going for my first qualifying run. This lap felt really, really good at this point for what I'm capable to do here. But I get on the curb too much and I just spin it and go for a spinata. But no damage or anything. So I knew I had to cool it down real quick and go for another one on mediums because starting on softs is so bad at this track. So but you can see how bad that lap was. It was almost over 5 seconds behind. I mean, 5/10 behind. And that only puts us in third at this point, over a second behind the pole. And you can see we qualified eighth. And I was just like, ugh, this is awful. And yeah, not much to say about this race so far. It's a pretty awful start to say the least. But starting in P8 and when I was practicing with my teammate Gail, my results were also just terrible this week. I don't know what was happening. It was just looking real bad, and looking for a good start here. But here we go, and you can see they're already pulling away from me, and even Joseph gets a jump on me too. And just going down into turn one, I brake early to make sure no contact, and you can see I almost kill Libert. I had to slam on the brakes, and Joseph's able to get the run back around me on the inside here because I just can't hold it on the outside, and I mean, he's got the soft, so we're going into turn four here. But at this point, I was like, ugh, I couldn't at least pass Joseph because I'm usually faster than Joseph. So, um, and it's just so hard to pass at Spain. So I was pretty worried. But going through, I think this is turn six here, and then no, this is seven and then eight. But yeah, turn nine is always a deadly turn, and we go through turn nine. Then on the exit, Joseph goes into the wall. DNFs. I go wide, and that little blip over the grass actually caused floor damage to my car. I didn't realize it at first, and then like right here, Jeff on the radio says, "Yeah, you have floor damage," and I'm like, "What? That never gives you floor damage." And then here on lap two, we actually got back racing already, and I already felt it, and I was like, "Oh no, this is not good." This was probably the worst thing I've ever driven in my life. This thing was awful. No turn in, super slidey. Um, yeah, I couldn't even keep up with Eagle and Liebert, which usually I'm well clear of them by at least a quarter of a second. Usually, in my opinion, but yeah, it felt so bad. I couldn't do anything, and like even Eagle on his dead softs, I was barely catching. And then he comes in the pit, so we actually get to pass him here. But like this last turn, I couldn't go full throttle like everyone else. I literally couldn't do it. I would have spin if I did tried. But I actually discovered something a little later in the race. You don't see me doing it now, but if I was in seventh gear, I could just full throttle it. But then we go into this one, and Bacon Cameron has DNF'd in turn two, and that will bring out a safety car a little earlier than I wanted because I wanted to put like lap 13 or 14 for the mediums, but that's okay. But you can see there Bacon's destroyed carcass, and that brings out a safety car. And then after the safety car comes in, Libert tries to come in because he got a drive-through for speeding under the safety car, and he's about to be there. And then Eagle DNFs by hitting the wall super hard. And since Libert didn't make it to pit road in time before that yellow in that area came out, he didn't serve his drive-through. So all of a sudden, we find ourselves in fifth place, and people are just falling off one by one just due to mistakes and stuff. And we're in a decent spot for this race. And then lap 15, you can see I just don't have pace because of the floor damage. And then we come through turn 7, and Chaffee spins, and somehow miraculously does not DNF. Yeah, he's a lucky boy, let me tell you. But yeah, you guys don't understand. This floor damage was not it. This was not fun to drive in any sense of the imagination. But we jump up to lap 19. You can see the clouds are moving in. The rain is coming very soon. Everyone knows, and that's when the race is going to spice up properly. And going through turn 4 here, and everyone's just like, when is it going to rain, right? And then going to turn 5, you can see a blip right there, and that means it's starting to rain. So lap 19, 14 to go, and we are racing in the rain at this point. Obviously, at this point, it's really, really light rain, but obviously it's going to get more and more treacherous as we move along. But lap 21, you can see it's raining, but not enough to go on slicks yet. And then Puck, who has spun out like 18 times this race, finally DNS with a spin. But that brings out the safety car. And then this right here is when the complexion of the race completely changes. I come in. I don't think it's wet enough, so I'm going to put on softs. Mahu also puts on softs. And then I realized going through this lap trying to catch him, it wasn't going to be it because it's only going to get worse. And then Kermit, who's on inters, decides he doesn't think it's wet enough. So he comes in. I come in. I'm going to put on inters. Kermit comes in. He's going to put on softs. I think it's softs or mediums. He's putting on slicks. Let's put it that way. And yeah, he puts on softs. And I have inters, and I know this is the right tire because it's going to get worse. And then, unbelievably, now Mahu on his slicks, and Kermit's like, nope, this isn't it. And then all of a sudden, it's a McLaren 1-2. Even though my car is wounded, and here we come for the safety car restart. I didn't tell Gale, but like I knew, like I didn't have a chance to keep up with him because of my floor damage. So like I knew I was gonna try to be as defensive as possible. Let him try to win this race. And here we go on the start. I get caught a little napping, so I had to use ERS, and you can see Chaffee is very close to my rear bumper. But I'm using ERS, and I have the straight line speed as well because I went for preset 2, which gives you a little more straight line speed and some turn ability. But yeah, so this is an interesting thing to know. I think me and Gale were the only 2 people that use preset 2 this race. And it's supposed to give you more downforce, but it doesn't work exactly how you would think. But a lot of the people in this race ran preset 1. And the thing we discovered is you're faster in all the wrong spots with preset 1. We have so much straight line speed, it's really hard to pass us. But my floor damage is not good, and then Mahu gets a huge run on coming to lap 28 here. I was trying to hold him up as much as I could. I held him up by about a second here, and then going into turn 1, he falls in back in line, goes for a deep move, and then kind of pinches me off the track a little bit, but it's all right. And I did all I could. I held him up for about 2 seconds, and coming to lap 29 here, you can see Mahu has already ran him down, but I kept encouraging Gale. It's like he doesn't have the straight line speed. There's no way he's going to pass you because preset 1, you're faster in all the areas where you can't pass. So Gale was driving for his life, to say the least, because Mahu was way faster than him. But and I was driving for my life because we jumped up to the last lap because not much was happening. But Chaffee was on my rear end the entire time, and I'm just like trying not to crash with this thing because it felt awful. Still, the floor damage was not good. But yeah, it's just like you don't want to drive this thing ever. It was so bad. And then off turn 4, Chaffee spins. I don't look back, but I look at the track map and you can see he spun. And I knew at this point I could just cruise home. So I basically put in go super slow around the rest. And Gale Force somehow miraculously holds on to win in Spain, and I get a podium after our terrible month of luck, basically. Finally get a good result. Finally, it felt so good to get this podium. No, it was so good. And yeah, oh my god, I felt so happy for a podium. And McLaren gets a double podium. We actually got the constructor league standings back, and here are the race results. Gale won, Mahu in second, and I was third, and Matt was fourth. So actually, the top 4 were all Matt's. Then Liebert in 5th, Kermit 6th, 7th was Puck, Eagle was 8th, Cameron was 9th, and then Joseph was 10th. So pretty chaotic race, and finally got a good result back, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys enjoy these videos about the Nitro Racing League. Feel free to like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. You can watch these races also live on my Twitch channel Saturday nights. And also, we do have a Nitro Racing League channel too, that you guys should probably follow and subscribe and stuff because that'll have all sorts of Nitro content to watch. So, I guys, that's all for this week's F1 video and next week's Portimao. And hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!